right, it's time for 90s of water fun. Are you kidding me? We got this 1990 Yamaha SuperJet here. This is the one that left me on the lake.
Yeah, I was just ripping around out there and she quit on me. So let's try to... Okay. Yeah, I didn't even get a chance to do that.
So before we do the walkthrough, let's go run out, grab the parts truck, run out and grab some spark plugs for this thing, because I'm willing to bet that's it.
Last two.
Look at this thing, I just think of Wave Race 64. The 90s is actually a cool decade. We got wicked triple snowmobiles back there. We got lake douchebag jet ski guys. We got me. It is now 2025, which means everything from the 90s is now an antique. This here is the beauty that left me on the lake, and you can go watch that video right now if you want.
I didn't check anything.
Okay, let's see if we can get this thing running again here. As per my video on this thing earlier, I checked absolutely nothing. And now we can actually look at this thing here. And I'm willing to bet that spark plugs are gonna be a pretty wicked place to start on this thing. And then once we get this thing running again, go over exactly what I picked up and why. Whoa, check out those things. Besides the socket being rusty, they're actually not that bad though. But I still have a feeling that they're fouled. Oh. You have to plug spark plugs in. Really? That wasn't the issue. Let's test for spark then. You hang on to this. No spark. Yeah, nobody's ever been in here before. All right, so I had to dig into her here. I didn't really find what I was expecting to find. So this is the E-box. It sits like right back in there. I'll put this all back together and we'll go walk through on this thing. But real quickly with that no start here, what did I find? Before we go into the electrical box, we can start up here. So this is the left-hand control. I read a little bit that stuff in here gets corroded up. I actually took apart these switches entirely and cleaned them all up. As well as right down here, right there, you can actually bypass this altogether anyway. So everything in this switch assembly is actually working fine. But I have read that's a common kind of thing on these. Then down here, we replaced the spark plugs. I actually even took the cap back on the wire just a little bit because there was some ugly stuff in that wire that I cut out. And then over here in our E-box, so we have the ignition coil right over here. I think that little guy is the rectifier. I'm not really sure. Starter solenoid hangs out right here. It usually sits in there a little better, but I've got her all ripped apart. And then this guy right here is our CDI box. This is the CDI box sitting back in here. It is the brains of the operation. CDI, capacitor discharge ignition. So if you recall this in ECU, you'd actually be wrong. The only other thing for electrical on these very simple units all goes down to the stator, which is right here. The ignition coil here. Oh, there she goes. Did a test on both windings. I also had to clean out a bunch of ugly bad grounds in here, and it even broke my favorite set of pliers. So I'm pretty sure now that we're going to need a new CDI box. CDI boxes are kind of tough to diagnose because there's really only one thing you can do, and it's process of elimination. I'm pretty sure the mag is good, and even if it's not, I can literally get a magneto for this at Walmart. So we'll get a CDI box on order for this thing, and I'll stick this thing together, and we'll finish the video now. Okay, I'm putting this part in after shooting the video since I need a CDI box here. I'm finding some literature and stuff on a bunch of different CDI stuff that is available for this unit. And it looks like there might be an option maybe to put in a different CDI that will allow me to get those RPMs up a little higher before hitting the limiter. But I'm kind of confused as to if I need the corresponding stator and the corresponding flywheel for that. So if anybody could weigh in here on a 1990 SuperJet, if you could just do the CDI to increase your rev limiter, or if you need to like do the whole system, weigh in please if you know. I was actually wondering if maybe something there was getting a little bit weak, because when I was out on the lake for the first time on it, I took it up to speed as like kind of the best I can. I wasn't sure if that was as fast as it could go. Maybe that CDI box was starting to quit on me then. Like weak spark is definitely an issue that can happen. But also, this thing is 50 horsepower, if that. So it might just be as fast as it goes. I don't know. Okay, I'm just gonna tuck all this stuff away and we'll get on with the video. So what do we got here after all that? We have a 1990 Yamaha SuperJet 650. That's right, this is the original SuperJet. So you might be asking, why jet ski? Well, I've been looking for some summer fun, something that's like kind of close enough to sledding, something to get me out there and get me in a place where I can have a bunch of fun, something that's interactive. And I'm super excited to be learning on this thing. We spend a lot of time in the mountains here on this channel, but being on rivers and on lakes is actually something that I've been doing my entire life in one way or another. I've done multiple kayak and canoe trips down the North Saskatchewan, overnighters, camping in tents. And actually, when I was turning wrench at a dealer, I used to work on these things. I never really saw any stand-up ones come through, but like full-size Sea-Doos, wave runners, yeah, I actually used to work on those things quite a bit. It was a lot of just like winterization and summerization stuff though, so it wasn't like anything too technical. But these things are like totally what I'm into right now. Like my feeds are just full of like jet ski stuff right now. So why the Yamaha SuperJet? Because there's like Kawasaki SXs everywhere. But I hopped on a SuperJet 650. So why Yamaha SuperJet instead of like a Cowie or something? Because they're ultra dependable. I actually went with the SuperJet because it was what was recommended for me. Yeah, there's lots of Kawasaki's and stuff around, but when I went shopping, this was the only SuperJet that I saw on the buy and sell. Minus like, there was like one 701 that was like way overpriced. Yeah, this one's a 650, and I know the 701 is better, but hey, we get what we can get sometimes. The dude that I went and picked this thing up from was like super awesome. I was asking him like, man, like I've never been on one of these things before. I've never ridden one. My time even on a Sea-Doo is actually pretty limited. What am I getting into? Yeah, it was funny. He was like almost trying to like not sell it to me. He's like, yeah, you know, these 650 square noses, they kind of suck. I didn't even know I was buying a square nose. Like he taught me that. I didn't know what I was getting. I mean, I was more like, yep, looks like a jet ski. Throw it in the truck. You can take this damn thing out of there, though. That was the most useless thing I've ever put on one of these things. So that's when I learned that this thing was a square nose, and then he proceeded to show me everything that sucks on these things, which I appreciated. So like stuff like sagging in the hull here. I think this one has, yeah, a little bit of cracking along the steering pole that's been repaired, but I mean, he was awesome. He was showing me like all the issues these things have and kind of why they suck. And that's not to say it sucks, because it does not. I mean, this thing is actually pretty awesome. Buddy said it hadn't ran. I think he told me that he took it off the shelf and it hadn't ran in like the last 10 years. So what do is I just fire it up and we throw it on the lake and we go. It's got like a little locky thingy if you want to lock the pull up. And then we have our starter, which is our button back here. Of course, it doesn't start. Kill switch, tether, smash pad. Go around and gas it up from the front here. I've already got all my GoPro mounts sitting all around this thing now. Fuel tank, battery, engine. This is like as simple as it gets. There's no clutches, there's no transmission, nothing like that. So as soon as that engine has power, you're moving. Finger throttle, my favorite. There's no reverse, nothing like that. Still got the OG fire extinguisher. We have a little bit of fuel control here. This is the choke, and then we have a bilge pump here. So that runs all the way down to that guy there. Then with this, you can just like tap that with your foot or whatever, and she goes. And then, yeah, all the electrical. Like, I'm more of an off-road tech, and the guy I bought it off was like, oh, he thinks it's propped wrong, and I was like, well, I don't really know what that means, but I'll figure it out. I just started watching some like trick videos and stuff like that, people doing backflips and stuff. And I could tell you that my SuperJet does not sound like those RRP mods out there. I want to go to the lake, but I gotta wait for electrical. I did get into like a little bit of the standing up before the ski actually broke down on me. It feels weird, but it's like, it's cool because it's something you gotta practice at to actually get better. Speed makes things way easier. Turning's weird, but it's hard to do, and that's why I like it. I mean, fuel efficiency is not great. It used like a little more fuel than I expected just for like screwing around on the lake for a little while like I was doing. So not the most fuel efficient thing out there, that's for sure. I was going to go to the other end of the lake because there are some pretty cool little channels and stuff like that in there that you can go rip up. But I wasn't quite ready to go over there because steering's still weird for me. And I wasn't quite ready for that type of tree riding yet. But hopefully we can go back in there next time and we can get some redemption on that lake there. The way all it works fine for me, like I've got this winch truck that I built, and all I do is just back it kind of close to the lake and just fire it in there. And then I just winch it back up onto the truck when I'm all done. I've seen those hitch mounts. I'm kind of thinking about getting one because it's kind of a little weird to get it back on the truck when I'm all done. And I feel like that would just be so easy. Just back it up and push it off and then not have to worry about winching it back on every time. Not to say that doesn't work, because that works awesome. There's a huge smile on my face for that whole video, and it's all because I had no idea what I was doing, and I knew nothing about like this sport that I'm getting into. And that's what I found the funnest. And there's even been a couple of you guys helping me out with these things and saying, oh, like you can do like a cool steering pole mod, and you can do like some RRP stuff, and what was another one? Oh, the primer, getting rid of the choke and replacing it with a primer. So if you guys have like products to show me or like mods I should do to this thing, man, I love to hear them. I'm very interested in hearing them. I don't know how far I'm actually going to go with this jet ski in particular. I kind of bought it just as a trial run to see if I was into it, and turns out I'm into it. And I mean, if there was one thing I'd want to upgrade on this thing, it would be this steering pole. Now, RRP does make the pole for this. The only thing that they do not make is the adapter to actually mount the pole down anymore. They don't make it for square noses anymore. So, actually, if anybody has like a line on a steering pole that would be just plug and play direct fit onto this thing, that is like one thing I would actually be interested in upgrading here. And I mean, it doesn't even have to be RRP stuff. It's just like, that's the only company I know, and I'm an idiot, and I've never been around these things. Like this, where are you upholstery guys at? Like, how do I get this like moldy mildew stuff off the crash pad? Because I feel like any chemical I put on it's gonna wreck whatever's left of it right away. We could probably use a little bit of turf on this thing too, though, but I think she'll be good for the year. Okay, I'm gonna track down some parts, get a CDI on order for this thing, and then take it out again right away, because I really want to go ride it, but I can't. If any of you are in the area and you're a stand-up jet ski guy, let me know, because I would actually maybe be interested in taking some lessons and learning a thing or two with this thing. You got to be a stand-up jet ski guy, though. I don't want to be pulling up to the loading dock and see everybody loading their Sea-Doo GSX supers into the water. Message me actually on Discord if you can. I'll leave like links and stuff to that because there's actually like a Backcountry Gamers server there too. So I'll leave links to that. Message me on Discord if you can. Facebook if you can't message me on Discord. Facebook, I'll get it. Don't message me on Instagram. I'll never see it. But damn. I guess I'll wait now. Me and Dad were supposed to go out again. And I'm going to be sitting here waiting for CDI to come in before I can go ripping. Oh well, them's the breaks. See everybody in the next video very soon. Summer fun. I actually appreciate how many of you guys are actually into this. I've been invited to the races already, and I'm like, well, I'm more like, how do I turn? Let me get it running right, and we'll start from there. Plus, there's like, I don't know where all the places water comes in from, but I looked, I was like, yeah, that's like maybe a little more water than I want to see in the bottom, but we got a pump, we'll be fine. It's got the auto builds, as long as we're ripping, we're good.